So I just blew 4 accounts this week, not because I don't know how to trade, but because the money mattered to me more than following my actual rules. And if you stick around, you'll actually see how following your rules instead of focusing on the money is going to completely change the game. A little bit about me, I got into day trading about April of 2025. I really wanted to become somewhat of an investor, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I really just was trying to day trade in the SoFi stocks invest tab, so much so that I can't even transfer money into that account because the pattern day trader rule absolutely cooked me. So I wanted to figure out a way I can do this without needing to trade stocks and abide by the pattern day trader rule. So what was my next best option? Futures. And if y'all know anything about futures, boy, we love us some futures, man. Futures is the way to go if you want to start trading. Absolutely, 100% without a doubt, right? So I got into futures and I was just strategy hopping, going back and forth. I was still within the ICT realm, but I was mainly just looking at different entry criterias and solely focusing on that. And the actual context of why the markets move, how the markets move wasn't necessarily in the forefront of my mind. I was mainly focused on the entry model because that was my way of getting into the market to then get me to the outcome, which was the money, which is kind of where it all started in the first place. And eventually, after about a year of blowing and buying and blowing and buying a bunch of evals, it's crazy because I actually passed my first ever eval on my funded futures. I'll throw a screenshot up here. I blew the funded the next day. Like it was totally off of luck. Definitely didn't deserve it for real. And I went that whole rest of the year and going into the next year, which would be this year, no payouts, no nothing, just losing money consistently in the markets. And it wasn't until April when we saw that big bull run all the way back up to all-time highs, which was when I was finally able to get my first ever payout, which was from Lucid. It was a max payout of $2,000. And it was, man, it felt like I had an actual breakthrough. It felt like the markets was doing what I expected them to do. It felt like my strategy was on point. My confidence was on point. I was being able to follow my rules. It felt like I was taking the actual next step and leap in my trading journey. I thought that I was going to bypass all the years of extra BS that all these other traders were talking about, how it took them 3, 4, 5 years to be profitable. I thought I was there right now. Absolutely the fuck not. And this is where things start to go downhill pretty substantially, I'm not gonna lie. So after I get my first payout, it was about $1,800 because they take 20% at Lucid. I don't know if it's a 90-10 or 80-20, but they take some off the top. Once I got that payout, now it felt like I need to scale. Now it felt like, how do I get to $10,000 a month right now as quickly as possible now that I have and shown proof of profitability? And that led me to buying maybe in the span of a week, like seven evals, maybe 8. I blew maybe 6 of them. I passed 2 of them just to blow those fundeds as well because I'm still over leveraged from trying to pass the other evals. So I never scaled down. I was trying to make this quick. I wasn't necessarily focused on how good are the setups I'm taking, but more so where can I target to get the most amount of money with this trade? Even though that's not an active thought that was going through my head, but subconsciously, it's the way I was acting. And because of my actions, it kind of shows how internally I was feeling at the time. At the end of the day, all that amounted to was just pressure. After every loss, after every blown eval, it was more and more pressure to the point where, okay, now all the money that I made from this payout is gone. So what happens next? I get into debt. I open up new credit cards. I start investing more thousands and thousands of more dollars into these evals just to reprove to myself that I am the type of person who is able to extract money from the markets on a consistent basis because I've done it before. I've been able to do it before, get my 5 winning days, get a max payout. So why shouldn't I be able to do it in May or June or July or August, right? Little did I know, or little did I care to really understand, was that the Nasdaq and the markets are not going to be doing the same thing all the time. At all, ever. So once I go into the markets in May and June and July, summer price action, it kind of fell off a cliff. It wasn't as consistent as I thought it was going to be. I was taking the same size as I would in April than I was in the summer price action, which I should have been scaled down, which are all things that come with experience. And, as a newbie, as a rookie who just got his first payout is something that I had no idea that I needed to know and I needed to do. And I ended up paying the price for it because I went into even more debt to be able to afford these payouts and try and keep this dream alive, which, if you couldn't tell, just leads to over leveraging, chasing, not really being in the correct mental for myself to inhabit the right skill set to be a trader who does extract money from the markets, not just someone who tries to full port and flip accounts every 3 days. And that brings us all the way to August of 2026. This past week, I have blown probably the most amount of accounts that I have in my life. And I know it's low numbers for someone who's blown 10 plus accounts in a day or a week or whatever, but I've blown 3 evals, 2 of them in 1 day and 3 of them in 2 days, as well as a live account that I started trading this past Monday. It took 2 days to blow that, all off of over trading and not being patient. And same thing goes for the evals because I was over leveraged and I wasn't patient there as well. If you couldn't get the theme that what's going on here, it's basically just me trying to speed run my way to payouts, speed run my way into profitability, even though I understand and I've done the work previously to show that I don't have to. If I take my time and be patient, the market's going to reward that. And my mentality just gets shifted so much. It feels like just coming from me personally. I don't know how you guys feel or, what type of emotions you guys go through as traders, but it seems like the urge and the want to have the money is greater than the urge and want to be a great trader. So obviously I need to switch that. Obviously I need to, turn that mentality, have that perspective shift to be able to want to be a great trader so that the money is, I'm detached, I'm outcome independent, and my goals and skill set are mainly catered towards being the best trader I can. And as far as these accounts go, it was probably some of my biggest crash outs and the most frustrated I've ever felt trading evals in my life, just because I was not only recording myself live doing this, I felt so prideful and a sore loser that I didn't want to post a 4th video on the channel talking about how I lost and today was a losing day. And being that type of creator, being the new face of unprofitability, which is obviously not the goal. And obviously pride and ego took over, causing me to buy another account and blow it the same day. And the same thing happened the next day when I bought another account because I blew the first 2. I bought another one on Friday, which I ended up blowing as well. All because not only was I not really patient, but even when I was patient and I took a loss, I over leveraged the next trade and I over traded in the first place, causing me to lose more than I should have. And I couldn't get off the charts after a red day. What does that mean? The account's going to be gone. And what happened? I didn't necessarily blow the account. There's less than $100 on these accounts that I'm trading. So any trade that I take, it's either I can't go on a drawdown at all or I'm cooked, or I'm going to be trading 1 micro for the next month in order to get out of eval hell, which I'm okay with doing at this point because anything would be better than the mental stress and the mental strain that I have to go through, pulling out the credit card every day, every 2 days, every week, trying to fund this dream instead of being okay with taking however long it's going to have to take for me to get to where I want to be. And that kind of brings me to the lesson of today's video, because my story is not in the best place right now. It does feel like I have hit kind of a rock bottom. It does seem like I'm not in the best place mentally as far as my trading goes, because I haven't really caught a win. I'm not really taking profits. Some trades are going maybe 50 points in a profit, 100 ticks in a profit, and I'm not taking these base hits. And when I finally try and take these base hits, the setups I'm taking aren't even affording me that amount of points in profit. It's more so just a small push higher and then I'm getting stopped out. And at that point, my mentality goes from patience, waiting, and being okay to, wow, I at least wanted to take a base hit. I wanted to at least get a 1-to-1 risk to reward. How can I get back in the markets and try and make this money back, if not more, to reach a profit goal that is only catered just for me to lose and give these prop firms more and more of my money. So it seems like I'm the sheep getting fed to the slaughter to these prop firms, because I can't control the urge of me wanting the outcome more than me developing the skill as a trader. Even though I know how to trade, even though I've taken a payout, even though reading the markets and understanding my entry model and my whole strategy is down packed. I've read the Mark Douglas books. I've read all of them. It's not an information gap. It's more so an effort gap and a discipline gap that is really holding me back. And it's crazy. It sucks because I have to come on here and tell y'all that, because my goal is to lead by example, to show y'all that not only is this shit's possible, but it's not that hard. All you have to do is just control yourself. And me not being able to control myself is so ironic. It's actually insane. But it does mean, though, that I do have a purpose and a mission and a goal that I can work towards that is going to help me dig myself out of this psychological hell. And if you got any value from listening to this video, man, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like the video, because not only am I trying to show y'all the authentic and real journey of a trader going from unprofitable to profitable, you know, taking money, extracting it from the markets, and being able to quit their 9-to-5 job and being able to have time freedom, location freedom, being able to be with your family whenever, all these different types of things. The main goal is to just be able to show y'all how simple it can be, while also giving y'all advice on how to get there, as well as me taking my own advice and implementing it to show y'all how to get there type shit, if you know what I'm saying. If you don't take anything else from this video, the main thing I want to tell you guys is, if you're going through anything similar as to what I'm going through, make sure you understand that the way you see success cannot be how much money you made or what you're going to get out of doing the thing, and whatever it may be. The way you need to see success, especially in trading, and I'm talking to myself and whoever this applies to, it needs to be how well you stayed within the parameters of the rules that are going to help get you to that outcome. So if that means you only take 2 trades a day, that means you only take 2 trades a day. If that means you can't trade the first 15 minutes of market open, that means you can't trade the first 15 minutes of market open. Because eventually, after a week, 2 weeks, you're going to see in your data, after all the trades that you log, that, yeah, maybe it's not a good idea I trade the first 15 minutes of market open. Yeah, maybe after 2 trades in a day, my trades just go to hell. I end up blowing accounts. I can't, like, these are all things that you start to recognize once you've stuck to your rules for a little while. And I'm saying this because I've done it before, and I'm just reverting back, and I'm chasing instead of allowing my setups to come to me, all because these market conditions are changing on me and I'm not used to that. So I'm still trying to take the same setups I'm taking in April as I am in August. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, bro. I'm gonna catch y'all Monday. We have a new version of success that we're gonna be going towards, and it's not gonna be $10,000, $100,000 payouts. It's going to be to become the best trader that I can possibly be.